Hey guys, welcome back. It's Shelby. Today I am making a solid lotion bar. I'm going to be using 6 ingredients. This particular bar is going to be specifically designed to be used with sore muscles to help relieve the pain and kind of ease that. I'm not going to be using beeswax, which I know is common, but I am going to be using 3 butters. I have mango butter, naturally refined shea butter, and cocoa butter. I love these butters. They work really well on the skin. The cocoa butter has a fantastic chocolatey scent. And for my essential oils, I'm going to be using clove bud. I believe the chemical in this is called eugenol, and it's like a mild anesthetic, I think I read. But I know you use it for like toothaches and stuff, so that's where I'm getting the like pain relief from. Camphor, which is also used in a lot of sore muscle rubs. Like if you've ever used Tiger Balm or something like that, it's got camphor in it. Love that stuff. I actually really love the way it smells. And it's known as an, God, what's that word? Analgesic, which is like basically a pain reliever. Then I also have Cajaput oil. I've been practicing how to say this all morning and I just butchered it, but Cajaput oil, something like that. Cajeput. Yeah, it's similar to the camphor oil. It's just going to help everything kind of relax and ease up and the muscle pains. But yeah, so basically those are all my ingredients. What I'm going to be doing is taking a glass jar to show you because it's easier, and putting in my butters, melting them over a stove. I'm going to turn this into a double boiler. And I actually like to put my essential oils in while it's cooking, which is why I use something that looks like a candle holder, because it's a candle holder. But I don't want to use like a pot or anything because essential oils do not go inside your body, they go outside your body. So I don't want to use anything that could be used later to eat out of. So that's why I do that. I will link a recipe down below with the amounts I use, but basically it doesn't matter what size batch you're making. I like to work in ratios. So I do 1 part mango butter, 1 part shea butter, 2 parts cocoa butter because it's a little bit stiffer. And you can do that if you're making, you know, a 4-cup batch. You can do 1 cup shea butter, 1 cup mango, 2 cups cocoa. I'm going to be using a mold that's about a 1/2 cup. So I'm going to be measuring it all into here because these are all like basically food grade, so don't have to worry about that. And I will be using, let's see, 1/2 cup is about 8 tablespoons, so 2 tablespoons shea, 2 tablespoons mango, and about 4 tablespoons cocoa butter. But yeah, I will link everything you need along with my socials and the recipe down in the description. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like it and consider subscribing, and we'll get right into it.
So starting off with my 3 butters, I've got them all right there, and mango is the one I'm starting with. You can see it's pretty easy to work with. It's a little bit brittle, but it's relatively soft. It's easy to scoop out. This one doesn't really have a scent, and it is pretty easy to measure out. So I'm doing 2 tablespoons of that to start with, and I'm just going to put them right into the candle holder. Next up is the naturally refined shea butter. This one also doesn't have much of a scent. This is definitely the softest of the 3 butters, and it melts so fast. Like if it drops on your skin, it melts. This is going to give a lovely, oh my God, amazing texture to the bars. Be really hydrating for the skin. This is a really, really, really great ingredient. Scoops out super easy and just goes right in. So 2 tablespoons to join the mango butter already in there. And last but not least, I will be using my cocoa butter. I did get the deodorized kind. I'll touch base a little bit about that later. It still smells amazing. It smells like chocolate. You'll notice it's a slightly different color than the other 2 butters. That's totally fine. It's meant to be. It's yellow, just kind of naturally. It's a little bit more yellow. And this one is much more solid and thick and just a harder butter to work with than the other 2. The shea butter you saw was really soft. This one I sped up and cut some out. I was scraping this thing for like 13 minutes straight. I'm not even kidding. You might want to heat it up to make it a little bit softer. It does have a melting point in the high 90s, so you don't even need to heat it up that much, but that might make it a little bit softer to work with. But there we go. 4 tablespoons to join the other 2 for a total of 1/2 cup, and we're ready to get moving. So we've moved to the kitchen. I've got my essential oils. This is the butters. Kind of actually looks like cookie dough mix, I think. I'm going to be making a double boiler, so basically just put a pot of water on the stove and turn it on until it starts boiling. I will come back when that starts boiling. We will put that in that, then those in that, and it'll be a thing. Okay, so my pot is still on. It is not boiling, but that's okay because water boils at a much higher temperature than our butters need to melt. So it's a little bit warmer than I am. Like I can stick my finger in there. And it's warm, it's hot, but it's not like, oh my God, I'm dying. So that's perfect. We're just gonna stick our butters in and let them start melting. And I'm going to be adding the essential oils. Basically for this batch, I want about 10 drops. So I have 3 oils. The clove is a very strong scent. I love the scent. I think it smells like cookies. So what I'm going to be doing is just 3 of each, and then 1 extra of the clove, just because then it smells so yummy. But you can mix it up however you want, but you want about 10 drops total. Here we go. So I'm going to start with my camphor oil. And it's okay that the butters aren't yet melted because they will be. And let's see if I can do this while on camera. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Next up, I've got my cajeput oil. I think I said that right. 1, 2, 3. And then my clove bud oil. Love this stuff. Smells so good. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So I'm basically just going to let that melt down, stir it a little bit when it does, and yeah, we'll get it in the mold. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just starting to melt on the bottom. I'm going to take my spoon and just kind of break it up, help it out a little bit. So that's the shea butter. You can see just how soft that is. Like, that's crazy soft. And this is cocoa butter, where it's not nearly as soft. So that's why I used more cocoa butter than shea or mango. It's just going to keep the bars a little bit stiffer because I'm not using the beeswax. Here we go. So you basically just want it to be liquid and stir it. I prefer to do it this way. A lot of people will just do the butters, melt them, pour them in the mold, and then put in your essential oils. But I think putting them in at this stage just makes the mix a little bit better, so I prefer that. But it's personal preference. Also, if you don't want my particular blend of essential oils or you don't want it scented, just leave them out and just use the butters. It works just as well. It's the lotion portion of it. It's just not the scent. One thing to note though is that the cocoa butter does have a very strong scent. I personally love it. I think it smells like chocolate. It does smell like chocolate. It's what goes in your chocolate. It's what makes your chocolate, sort of. It's like pressed out at some point. But yeah, so it's a wonderful chocolatey scent, but if you don't like that scent, you know, maybe think of using a different butter. Additionally, you can get the deodorized cocoa butter, but it still smells like chocolate. Like, that's actually what I'm using because I think the full cocoa butter just, like, it's a very strong scent and it smells good, but when you're mixing it with other oils, it's really hard to get the other oils in there as far as the scents. So yeah, I use the deodorized. It still smells like chocolate. Like, you can't get it 100% not deodorized. The shea butters pretty much doesn't smell like anything, and neither does the mango. So when you're kind of imagining what this batch smells like with the camphor and the cloves and the cajeput, which kind of smells really similar to the camphor actually, just add in a little chocolatey note and you'll kind of understand what these bars smell like. But we are getting close to the melting. Almost there. Kind of looks like butter in the microwave when you're making popcorn. I turned my heat down too, so I turned it down to 4 because I don't need the water to boil. Like I said, the water's nowhere near boiling. You can see that, and you know, these are still melting pretty nicely. I think most of their melting points are between, you know, 90 and 100 degrees, something like that. So they do start melting with your skin, but not, you know, they don't need to be as hot as boiling water. The cocoa butter does have a higher range. It's like the high 90s, I think, which is what helps chocolate not melt in your hand, but it will still melt in this hot water because it's getting there. Here we go, it's getting clear. Perfect. smells good. It's a subtle scent. It's not overpowering at all, which is good. And these butters act as the carrier oils, so you don't have to worry about the potency of the essential oil. All right, and once that last little bit melts, we will be good to go. Melt. Melt. There we go. All right, perfect. So that's it. That's all you need to do. Now that's melted, we're going to take it out and pour it in the mold. I need both hands to get it out safely, but I will return in a moment. Here we go. So this is going to be my mold. It's just like a semi-sphere. Got my oil, and I'm literally just going to pour it in. Perfect. So now this is going to go into the fridge until it sets. You could let it air set, but it'll take longer and it'll be soggy in the middle until it's fully set, and that'll take a while. So just pop it in the fridge. And in case you're wondering how I'm going to get a semi-sphere with a round bottom into the fridge, just roll over a thing of duct tape and just adjust it so it's level. Perfect. Just goes in right like that.
Okay, so the solid lotion bar is out of the fridge. This is how it turned out. That's how you can tell it worked. But basically, since it's a semicircle, all I have to do is push pressure here and slides right out. Perfect. Love it. All right, managed to wear the totally wrong top for this, but I'm just gonna kind of put it on, melts right into the skin. I'm just gonna pop it back in here. Oh my God, that smells so good. That seriously smells so, so nice. It's a very kind of a soft, buttery texture. I know that these butters are really good for your skin. I use them pretty often. I do enjoy making my own at-home bath products. I hope you enjoy this recipe. I will leave it in the description below along with my socials. Please give the video a thumbs up if you did like it. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you soon.